What's up guys, and welcome back to another HanSelah video. I'm Han. I talk about all things to do with graphic design and running my own freelance graphic design business. And in today's video, we are rebranding, doing a self-branding project. I decided I'm going to rebrand HanSelah. So to start off the new year strong, I'm basically going to take my branding process that I do with all of my graphic design branding clients, and I'm going to implement that and show you how I'm going to build a brand for myself from scratch. I am not in my studio right now. I'm actually in my lounge. So you can see there's like a little bit of a change of scenery today. That is because my husband is a rugby player. He's away this whole weekend playing rugby. He's like 8 hours away. He's gone down to the south of France. So I'm home alone and I didn't want to be cooped up in my studio. It is a gloomy, wet, cold day in France today, and I didn't want to be sitting in darkness and have all of my softbox lights on. So I was like, you know what? Let's go to the lounge, light some candles, make some coffee, chill with the dogs, and rebrand HanSelah. Before we go any further with this video, I just want to quickly explain that I'm no longer putting the entire rebrand into one YouTube video because, okay, today is the next day actually, and as I started putting all of my footage together, I realized that the entire rebrand video would take like 2 hours to watch, and I was like, I can't expect you guys to sit for 2 hours watching me rebrand my logo. So I decided to split this up into 4 or 5 different videos. So this is going to be part 1, which is covering all the brand strategy and the brand questionnaire, and basically understanding why I need to rebrand and the important questions to ask when you are beginning your rebrand or your branding phase of the project. So if you're confused and you get to the end of the video and I've only covered one portion, this is why. This is the first part of the branding process, and in the next video I am going to be going through the mood board, so keep a lookout for that one. Okay, thank you, and let's continue. Back to branding basics. If you have seen these videos of mine, you will know. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my dog is playing with a toy. My love, I'm trying to film a video. Don't squeak your toys, please. Anyway, what was I saying? If you've seen these videos of mine, these are my branding videos. They do quite well on YouTube, and I've had so many clients come to me from watching my YouTube videos of this process. I'm going to be following the same structure that I follow for all of my branding clients. Now, when it comes to building a brand, there are 3 very important questions that you basically have to ask in order to have a successful brand or rebrand. Number 1 is what you do. Number 2 is why you do it. And number 3 is who you're doing it for. So it's who, what, and why are the most important questions when it comes to branding. There are obviously a whole bunch of other questions when it comes to brand strategy, but you cannot know yourself and know your audience if you don't answer those 3 questions. And it's even a more cherry on top if you can answer those questions in 1 sentence each. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail as to why I'm rebranding, but the super long story short is basically I got married last year in 2024. I haven't legally changed my name yet or anything, and I don't know when I'm actually going to change it. And I was like, you know what? Let's start off HanSelah, my new name, whenever it changes. And on top of that, I'm at a point in my business right now where I no longer want to associate all of my branding clients with HanSelah for everything, just because HanSelah is a bit nondescript and it's not very good for SEO purposes. So I want to rebrand myself as HanSelah Design Studio, and I feel like that is just more accurate at what I do. The reason why I went with HanSelah in the first place was because I did illustration, I did wall murals, I did painting, I did graphic design, I did art direction, I work in tech. So I had all these different things that I did. So having it under HanSelah was ideal. But I'm at a point now in my freelance journey where I need a specific area of my HanSelah brand, the mother company, designated for graphic design businesses and branding clients and freelance graphic design stuff. So that will be HanSelah Design Studio, and then the HanSelah mother company will be everything, my socials, my social media, incorporating my content creation, educational things, learning tips and tricks. But the HanSelah Design Studio will just be for my design clients and my freelance graphic design business. So this video is going to be broken down into 5 steps basically. So step 1 is the brand strategy. That's asking all the questions and who, what, when, where, why, how, all those. So I'm going to walk you through my brand strategy and how I get to answering all these questions and understanding what I want and who I'm talking to. Step 2, I'm going to walk you through my mood board, how I create it, why I've put certain things, how I prepare it. Step 3 is moving into the design phase of the project. How I actually do the branding design is going to be that whole process, what elements I'm going to include. So logo, primary logo, secondary logo, a logo mark. Do I need a logo icon, a brand mark? Do I need colors, fonts? What assets do I want? Do I want an illustration? Do I want a pattern? Do I want icons? Do I need an email signature? Do I need a business card? Do I need letterhead? Am I redesigning my website? Maybe, not in this video though. Then the next step is going to be the brand style guide or brand guideline document. This is going to be the entire brand Bible basically for the HanSelah Design Studio, which outlines instructions on how to use all the individual elements that I've just created, all of those assets that I'm going to create. And then step 5 5, the final step, I'm going to show you how I export all of my files, what file formats I'm going to export them in, and how I kind of prep them as if I were sending these off to a client. And let's go. So whenever I'm building a brand for a client, the first thing that I'll do is actually create a folder on my Google Drive for that client. So we're going to now do that. Once I've done that, the next step is I usually send my clients a brand questionnaire. And in this brand questionnaire, I can gather a little bit more information about what they need, what their services that they require, what assets they may need from me, and just a little bit more about their business so I can understand who they are and what they do and who they're talking to. So I'm now going to send this brand questionnaire to myself and fill it in and answer it as if I were a potential client. So here's the HanSelah questionnaire, and I'm just going to basically send this to myself. So let's just copy and paste that. So there you go. It has now come up, and now I'm going to answer it and go through. So I'm going to come here and go into responses, and now we have a summary of the answers that I provided. So what is the name for your business? HanSelah Design Studio. Do you have a tagline? If so, what is it? I really ummed and ahed over this, and I wasn't too sure if I was going to include one or not, but basically it boils down to transforming your visions into visuals. By your, I mean my client's visions into visuals. Okay, I just realized for the next question that I forgot to simplify it down into one sentence, because I was kind of like writing stuff off the top of my head and then I forgot to put it into one sentence. So basically it's to be a premium freelance graphic designer working with high-paying international clients, and these clients are brands and businesses that are purpose-driven, bold, vibrant, and zesty. They value creative craftsmanships or illustration-based projects, and they're playful, and they are not minimalist. I need to stress this as well. My brand style is not minimalist. I'm not attracting people that want black and white boring branding. I love creating zesty brands that are made to be loved, things that just let me be creative, that is my superpower. So those are the people that I want to attract, and that is what I sell myself always as being that type of graphic designer. What are the goals for your business? So my 1-year goal, dogs. Sorry, my dogs are going crazy because there's another dog walking outside the window and they can see that this dog is close to their territory. But anyway, what are the goals for your business? So my first goal or 1-year goal is to have a passive income stream directly on my website and grow my social media platforms. My 3-year goal is to release a graphic design course for graphic designers, for people that want to learn graphic design or people that want to know more about running a freelance graphic design business. My 5-year goal is to run a full service freelance graphic design studio and doing content creation and sharing my knowledge via YouTube and online courses. So that is kind of the bigger picture that I'm kind of aiming for. Is there a story behind how your business was born? Not really. I've just always wanted to be a full-time creative for as long as I can remember. So yeah, that's kind of it. Are there any brands that inspire you? Yes, there are so many that I could write. So many. So I just said my competitors for now. There are even more on top of my competitors that inspire me. I want to kind of keep this short and sweet for the moment. I have 2 main target audiences. The first one are businesses, big or small, that are looking to brand themselves or rebrand themselves. So yeah, you can read a little bit. My dogs are currently going crazy because we have these 2 pom-poms, or we call them pom-poms. They're Pekingese, and they're walking outside the window on the opposite side of the road. Anyway, the dogs are not they're not liking this. They've never been friendly with these pom-poms. So every time the pom-poms go walking, the dogs, let me actually show you what they do. They are sitting on the couch and looking out the window and then barking out the window. Yes, I'm talking to you. You guys are making so much noise in my house. I'm trying to film a video. Anyway, let's bring you back here, okay? So yes, I have 2 main audiences. You guys can read up a little bit further there. I don't want this video to be too long. The second one is a content creation audience. The age bracket is 25 to 32 and 33 to 45. I don't want to target anyone below 25 because I'm a premium service provider, and the realities of having a high-paying business owner that is under the age of 25 is very unlikely. So we are obviously leaning towards the older side of the spectrum with people that have established businesses and they're looking to rebrand, or people that have the means to invest in their business or their startup from from the get-go. And realistically, that's not going to be young people. I am offering a premium service. I appeal to both men and women, or, all genders. Who are my main competitors? Okay, so for this one, I'm being very specific here because I could have named so many different types of other graphic designers, but I've been very purposeful with who I've named because I have a very bold, bright, distinct, vibrant, illustrative graphic design style. For example, we have Megan Weeks. She is an amazing graphic designer. I love her work. I love her style, but it's completely opposite to mine, so she would not be a direct competitor of mine because she doesn't do the type of style that I like to do. Okay, so this is why we need to be very specific about who our competitors are, and this is again reiterates why we need to be very specific of who we're targeting, because if someone had to come to me and ask me for a black and white boring branding, I would be like, I don't think we're going to be a good fit. But if someone had to come to me and say, okay, I want this beautiful, bright, bold packaging design, I want it to be creative, I want you to do a custom illustration, like let's do icons, let's do colors, let's do this, let's do that, I'll be like, 100% let's go for it. So when it comes to my main competitors, I am looking at other freelance graphic designers. I'm not looking at people that are employed full-time. I'm looking for freelance designers who have a bold illustrative graphic design style. This would be Made by James, CJ Corley, Jack Watson from Nonstop Design, Pink Pony Creative. Now they are a team of graphic designers, so she is not a sole freelance graphic designer, but I've included her just because her style resonates quite well with mine. And my goal is to become a graphic design studio in future. So I've put her in as a main competitor because that is someone I can reference and learn from and watch her journey as she grew from a freelancer into a full service studio. And then on the other side, we also have the content creator competitors. So these would be educational and informative graphic designers that are content creators. So we have Abby Connick. She's an OG. She has so many informative educational graphic design YouTube videos. We have James Barnard. He has so much knowledge about software, about skills, about logo design. It's really, really good. Then we have Megan Weeks. She gives a lot of advice running a freelance business, and she has that more lifestyle vibe to her, which I really like. That's what I want to incorporate into my channel. And then we also have Paola Casa. I absolutely love her as well. She's so easy to watch. She's so gentle and comforting. I know she's literally just rebranded herself as a comfort content creator, and I love it because I watch her videos for comfort already. Yes, she does design, but she's so natural the way that she does it. So she's definitely a competitor as well. But I don't see these people as competitors as bad, oh my goodness, say competition. No, I see them as inspiration, which is why in the inspiration panel I put my competitors were also my inspiration, because these are the people that are doing their things really well. There are a whole bunch of other designers I could name, like Jesse Nyberg. He also has informative videos. We have Eden Brands, or Lucy Eden, so she's also very good when it comes to informative videos, but she's not so much on YouTube, she's more on Instagram. So yeah, there's all sorts of things that we could have included, but I don't want this video to be too long. Now, what makes me unique or stand out against my competitors? So for me, I'm just going to say it's a personal journey that I take with each of my branding clients. So I like to nurture, to explain, to basically walk them through and help them understand their business, and not just from a top level point of view, from their branding, their colors, their fonts, how to do their social media and templates, and how to edit their photos and packaging, but also on the underlying level, understanding their brand strategy, who they're talking to, why they're talking to them, the tone of voice that they need to speak to these people in order to turn them over into loving, loyal consumers and to build a community. So targeting the strategic part of their business, and that is something that I love to walk through with my brands. But it's basically just about creating these unique visual experiences that just makes them feel like wholeheartedly them. Then, how do I want my consumers to feel when they use my service or product? And I want them to feel heard. This is a very important thing, because most times my clients don't know how to express themselves, and that's the whole reason they're coming to me and hiring me in the first place. And I want them to feel confident in all of the creative decisions that I'm making on their behalf, and I want them to feel that I've accurately taken their thoughts and their feelings and all of their emotions and their ideas, and I've put this into a brand that represents everything that they couldn't visualize. So basically, just like I said, taking their visions and their dreams and their ideas and turning them into a real life thing, or into a reality, or into a visual. And that's where my tagline kind of comes from, is this journey that we take. They've been thinking about it, but now they can have something real. How do I want people to describe my logo? So I went with bold, easy to read, confident, playful and compact, or like punchy. Obviously HanSelah at the moment, people are like, what is HanSelah? So by having HanSelah Design Studio, that already adds to that like easy to read punchiness. People know what I am, but I want the visuals to also emphasize that. Something clean, crisp, clear, a little bit of playfulness, that can come through in colors or icons or pattern or illustration. So it doesn't have to be necessarily all in the logo, but yeah, that's kind of the vibe. And then if my brand was a person, how would I describe its personality? So youthful, creative, friendly, trustworthy. Trustworthy is a very big thing, especially if you're working remotely with clients. They don't know who I am. I live across the world from them. I'm never going to meet them in person, so building trust is very important. And lastly, down to earth. Yeah, kind of just having a personal relationship with my clients. This is not so much a business transaction. Yes, it is, but I want them to feel confident in my skills. I want them to feel they can trust me, and that we can build a long-term relationship. And that is ultimately what I love to do with my clients, is I onboard these clients, and most times I end up getting clients return to me and come back to me because I understand their brand, I understand their business, I understand what their vision is and how we can get there. And that ultimately is very important for me as a designer, and just networking with clients and building stronger client relationships. We have now finished the questionnaire. I know it's a lot, but the more time you spend on this phase of the project, the easier it becomes to then brand yourself visually and work on your logo and your patterns and your colors and your fonts and all that jazz. So we are now moving on to section 2, which is the mood board phase of the project. So that is part 1 done and dusted. We have now figured out the brand strategy part and brand questionnaire and understanding why I need a rebrand and what I can do and who I'm targeting and all the questions that I needed to know in order to inform my creative decisions in part 2 of the video, which is going to be the mood board. So keep a lookout for the mood board one. Have a lovely day wherever you are in the world. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow along if you want to see part 2. Click the little bell and you'll be notified when it is out. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you in part 2. Bye guys.